Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Quant, aka QNT. So I'm sure a lot of you are probably, maybe a lot of you are probably relaxed, calm. Your emotions are kept tight. You guys don't even care about this dip. But maybe some of you are also concerned, and it's okay to be either one. In fact, when we're talking about, finance, losing money, gaining money, listen, either way, it's going to be an emotional ride. But just being able to kind of control those emotions, kind of bottle them up a little bit, but also kind of express them just, slightly is totally fine. It's healthy. It's understandable. If you guys are feeling a little bit worried, maybe concerned, just kind of take some time off. Go take a walk. Maybe go spend some time with family, friends. Whatever the case may be, get your mind off the market. But, of course, I'm here to reiterate the idea on why you shouldn't be worried. Maybe you shouldn't be concerned either. So, before we fully jump on this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I do always greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you guys do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. So, today's drop on Bitcoin was quite overwhelming to some individuals. To me, it was actually underwhelming. I think that we go a little bit lower today. I've been saying this multiple times now in the past few videos. Don't think that we go too much lower. In fact, I think that the bottom on Bitcoin is going to be around 37.5K. And yes, I am calling it. And I do think that the bottom on QNT is actually going to be around $118. I know you probably are going to say, what are you talking about? Where are you getting that number from at all? Like, what is going on here? So, first off, we are still seeing the numbers increase, actually. So we almost hit 42,000. We are at 41,637. It finally updated. And you can pretty much see the 19th, the 17th as well. The 18th is not here. It's actually included, I believe, in the 19th. But overall, we're still seeing accumulation happening for QNT in terms of the holding addresses. Now, let's actually reiterate a little bit. And I just said reiterate a little bit weird there. I do apologize. But let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit. So, I've actually had this chart open and I've been watching it and I've been talking about it in my other videos. Of course, here you guys have the 786 37.5K mark down here. This is pretty much where I do believe that we will go. Now, yes, Bitcoin dominance is around 40.2%. Probably not real time because I'm actually just using, what is it? Coin market cap? Yeah, I couldn't even think of the name there for a second. In terms of the overall percentage drop here to that level, it would only be about a 4% drop, which is not too concerning. Realistically speaking, if we're talking about QNT, so here you guys have my level. I believe that around 118 could be the bottom if we do have a strong bounce off of it. Now, why do I believe that? Well, first off, look at the RSI. It's extremely oversold here. Yes, it is still diminishing in terms of volume, but look at how oversold this asset is. I mean, it's seriously extremely oversold on the 4-hour as well. You guys can pretty much see that. It's being down at 1633. That is the lowest point that we've been at, honestly, I think, ever. Yeah, I mean, literally going as far back as like February 2021. This RSI is insane on the 4-hour. On the 2-hour, also pretty insane, to be honest with you guys. But on the daily, like I said, if we do bottom out at $118, that would pretty much be the 236 retest. Totally fine, totally healthy. You can pretty much see what happened when we rejected off of that, 382 up there. But I do think that $118 could be a clear cut and dry bottom level for us. And yes, bottom wicks are, welcome. We could pretty much wick as low as this candle going back to December 4th, which would bring us to about $111. And of course, I did mention in yesterday's video that anything is really kind of possible. We can come down to test $98 to even $90 exact. I would wait for $90 to be retested if you guys do want to really get in and buy a big bag. But if you guys do want to buy around, some sort of area within this demand channel, which that demand channel is pretty much this, I mean, technically speaking, anything below 118 is pretty much a demand channel, but the real demand is around this level here. So when we're talking about this is like $75. So let me go to around 70. I want to go to the bottom of this candle specifically. So It's basically around that level there at $73.52 almost, and the top of these candles are around $100. So this is a nice demand channel to accumulate a lot of QNT. Yes, technically this is extremely oversold and we do not need to go much lower here. Bitcoin is also in the oversold area, but I do suspect a little bit more downward trend. If we're talking about a percentage drop here, if we talk about a 4% drop on Bitcoin, considering the fact that right now, Bitcoin is down 7%, altcoins are down a little bit more, like, technically by like a percentage, like 1 or 2%. Right now, if we did come down about 6% or 8%, even if we doubled it, maybe even, down to that T right there, this bottom candle from the 4th, it would be about almost a 10% drop from our current prices. That's totally fine. Honestly, I would welcome that. It wouldn't be too concerning at all either. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about this asset because it just continuously goes down in price. But this is honestly just one massive correction if you think about it, specifically going back to the all-time high. Now, I believe that this is pretty much also whale accumulation happening. I think that there's a lot of manipulation happening on QNT as well. Of course, I'm more so dead set on watching the fundamentals and accumulating on the drops. If we do get that nice demand channel down here, target it, you bet, that I'm buying. And I'm going to be buying large sums of QNT down there because it is going to be extremely oversold and it is going to be extremely undervalued. And it's almost back into my accumulation points going back to the summertime, which was around the $30 range. Like, we came down as far as like $22, $25 around here. Like, it was crazy. So, this is pretty much almost around that accumulation zone. I know it's a little bit higher technically, but overall, I still see the massive amount of value even at around this range. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some updates within the QNT overall world and scene. So let's actually kind of take a little bit of a look into that, while also, of course, remembering this chart and remembering the specific targets. Just to reiterate those targets for you guys, $100 to $73 essentially is the nice demand channel. Of course, yes, do I think that $118 could be the bottom? It technically could be, considering the fact that we are seeing this massive oversold area on QNT. We just need a lot more volume still. Now, we do see our interoperability is key. Source is LinkedIn. And we do see interoperability is key because the future of finance will have to work with existing systems, laws, monetary policy, CBDCs, Ethereum, Solana, private bank systems, and of course, different tokens from different countries. It's really a race to who can establish themselves as the core interoperability provider for key banks and countries. Huge first mover advantage with Gilbert Verdian, previous work experiences, and also starting Quant back in 2017. Keep up the great work, Andrew Carrier. Now, in my mind, yes, interoperability is probably one of the biggest key focuses on CBDCs in terms of finance as well. Like, there's so much that still needs to be connected. You got, like, don't only think about the network being able to gossip with another network. Don't think of just like, hey, we have Hedera and wants to communicate with Ripple. How's it going to do that? Don't think about it just like in that way, because that's like the simplified version. Think about the idea that, you have a network that has policies behind it, monetary policies behind it as well, and it's already connected to multiple other systems. How is that massive ecosystem on that network going to communicate with another well-established network that also is fairly large in its overall, connections? Well, you need something that could actually bridge all of that to one major network, and that is essentially QNT. This is why I do believe that interoperability at the heart of all of this entire market is going to be one of the biggest and most undervalued currently use cases. So when we're talking about right now, investing into interoperability maybe is the biggest win for you, possibly. I think that when we're talking about interoperability, it hasn't even played a big role yet in this market. You got to remember that we're still very early into CBDC adoption, one, but also we're very early into crypto adoption as well. Now, of course, we do see this from 2 days ago, deep dive and behind the scenes with Quant Network. Now, specifically, I just want to reiterate some of the big names here, but of course, has solved blockchain interoperability to a universal scale through their operating system over Ledger. And of course, you guys can pretty much read about this. This is pretty much what I've been saying every single day almost. And I do apologize for repeating myself, but I mean, technically, I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of an overview on why I do believe that this is such an incredible asset. And real quick, because I keep getting this question, no, Quant is not paying me. I do not get paid to talk about assets. I do my research and I understand what is going to be huge in the future, and I give you guys those insights. I could almost guarantee you right now that in the future, once Q&T hits $100,000, for an example, I'm going to see comments on these videos saying, wow, I can't believe how early we were back in the day, or wow, I can't believe I missed the boat back then. But of course, we do see Quant Network with the maps, aka unlocking blockchain's full potential. You can pretty much see that there. Distributed ledger technology, of course, it kind of gives you a breakdown on pretty much everything. But we do see here, in 2020, the estimated value of this new technology was valued at $3 billion, but by 2025, it's expected to exponentially grow to $39 billion. That's a 12x in growth over 5 years. But that's only off of predictions that, these distributed ledgers remain the same with little to no further breakthroughs. This is where Q&T or Quant believes they can not only provide infinitely more value to DLTs, but also provide perhaps one of the most essential solutions to any technology with various networks, universal interoperability. And that is the biggest key here. And of course, it kind of breaks down over ledger, official solutions. So, of course, we do see here, while Quant's currently got over 80 partners under NDA, so we don't really know a lot of them. There are many public ones that have displayed the true scale of that or what Overledger is capable of. And of course, we do see SIA. I've always talked to you guys about SIA, 570 banks settling over 16 billion transactions in 2019 alone. They're the backbone for the European financial sector. They also do have clients working in over 50 countries with 100 tier plus banks. It is absolutely massive, and also they are working with the Bank of Canada. SIA has built their own network, SIA Chain. Of course, when we're talking about the adoption here, when we're talking about, in terms of interoperability, Quant basically fits the part here. SIA and Quant announced their partnership together in the summer of 2019 with the mission to provide interoperability for financial institutions within the SIA ecosystem. And of course, this is the biggest piece of the pie, is just how massive some of these partnerships are. And I told you guys that in yesterday's videos, of course. Here's, Quant with Oracle. Again, they're arguably one of the largest tech and software companies in the world today, valued at roughly, $250 billion. And of course, they are utilizing, Overledger, solutions. It's just crazy to me. Like, I don't see how you could read some of this stuff and just be like, yeah, Q&T's just garbage, whatever, because it just kind of went down in price. Like, there's so many partnerships like this. I really do think that you guys need to do a lot more research if you guys are feeling a little bit uneasy about the price action lately. In my mind, a lot of people will continue to, look at these prices and just be like, wow, like this is crazy. We're going to zero. It's a bear market. Like even on Bitcoin, right? So let's actually go back to the 1 week and let's actually kind of get rid of all of this stuff on the screen so that, let me get rid of everything real quick. So, overall, people will look at Bitcoin at these current levels and be like, oh my God, this is so scary. We're going to zero. What is going to happen with crypto? Blah, blah, blah. I just want you guys to understand that this is nothing compared to the March of 2020 drop. Like, I know that back here, a lot of people probably weren't around during this time. Now, mind you, at the time when we see this, we seen like a 65% drop back here. And it was rough. Like, we honestly did not know what was going to happen back here. We thought that this was going to be, a break of the entire pattern, a bear market in a sense, when we were supposed to be in, of course, a bull market. If we're looking back on the past and we're looking back at where we are currently, a lot of people think that this was like a dead cat bounce to the new all-time high, or maybe this was a dead cat bounce. But in my mind, like we're still very early on Bitcoin. I think that we do see, some high tier figures, and I think that we're going to see the same for Q&T. I think that right now, yes, this is in a massive downward trend. There's no, there's really no disregarding that. It's just straightforward. We are in a massive downward trend. It sucks, but we have to kind of get through the, the rough terrain to get to, we got to get back on the road. That's all. Right now, we went off course. We're just kind of playing what we see on the chart. We're kind of, just anticipating what we could go down to, and we're buying that dip if we get there. Of course, this is still a significant drop away. If we do see, these levels tested down here, we're talking like, 20%, You know, even if we come down to the lowest, which is like 40%, like I doubt we get there. That's a 40% drop. In my mind, you know, maybe 14% brings us to $109, but in my mind, we could be very well at the bottom tier figure for QNT because of this massive shift in, of course, you know, the RSI. Like this is the deepest the RSI has been ever. So with that being said, I hope that kind of reiterates a little bit of the overall market for QNT, gives you guys a little bit of an insight on it. I hope that kind of clarifies a lot of stuff. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Of course, if you guys do want to get other, you know, trading insights, specifically my exit plans and all that kind of stuff, go check out NCashOfficial.com. I do have a ton of stuff on here, and I do even have the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, which does include everything on the website as well as all future content for free. So with that in mind, if you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. But all of that said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.